Wave, 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 wave as you come in. Not you, Mom. Hello, as usual, I'm listening to my favorite guys, them mushrooms. Hey Sheila, karibu. Thank you for coming in. Sasa. Sasa. Let's give it another 2 minutes and see if we can get another 2 extra people. Poa sana Sheila, I'm waving back. Oh yeah. Poa, I see you girlfriend, I see you. Thanks for the support, you're always there supporting. Thank you so much. Let's wait and see who else is coming in. Or who else is there? Kindly wave. Can I be heard? Can you hear me? Loud and clear, I hope. Perfect. Hey guys. Hello. Oh, perfect. Sasa Ben, Sasa Joy, I see my people. Thank you, Sheila. Loud and clear, Ben. Karibu sana. My niece, Joy, I've seen her somewhere. Karibuni sana. Yes, oh, finally. Let me just reduce this. It just gives me the psych. I love the mushrooms. I mean, I think even, oh, thank you, Phil. Karibu sana. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday. Today's Saturday. I believe it's, I don't believe it's the 15th. Saturday the 15th of June. If I'm wrong, please kindly, it could be the 15th or the 14th. I'm not too sure. Saa zingine dates unichanganya. Karibuni sana. Bishop Francis Mwangi Getahi, thank you very much. Oh, God is your, oh yes, He's our refuge in all times. I'm telling you. Yay, today, I'm right, it's June the 15th. Thank you so much. Yeah, kind of at times, I get a bit messed up with days and dates, and since I started working from home, it's very hard to kind of, I still got it together, but as in, you know, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a businesswoman, I'm an employee, I'm a far mommy, far grandmother, I'm a daughter, I mean, I'm a friend to so many. So at times, I'm overtaken by events. I don't know whether you read my title for today's live. And this is going to be the part 1 of several other series. It's a series of a few others. There is going to be probably up to maybe part 6, depending. And I know that I have to get this out there. I'm going to write a book. I'm in the process of writing a memoir. This, again, anyone who knows me, I always say that when I record something on Facebook, even before I started saying, okay, I'll do a live about my life or anything, I record all the small little things. And why? Because one day I'll not be in this world, right? And then I'll have grandchildren who will want to know, how was our show like? This is like a digital diary. You know, it's like a digital diary. I have 2 children. I have a daughter and a son, and none of them has any plans of being a parent anytime soon. And I'm just hoping that I become a grandmother when I'm still alive, but just in case I'm not there anymore, they'll always be able to pull themselves back to this. I've said this for years and years, that I do this because it's my digital diary, my Facebook. But I've done so many other things in the past. I've done philanthropy. I've been involved in so many other things. But the one thing people really don't know about, besides the fact that I am a wife to a wonderful professor, a mother to a wonderful daughter, and a wonderful son, and the 2 children professionals here in the United States. What people don't know, and also I work for corporate America here in the United States. And just in case you're joining me for the first time, my name is Marge Wanjiku Bernard. Marjorie Wanjiku Bernard. And today I felt like I needed to just talk about me. And that is why I'm here. Tomorrow Prof is still going to do his Bible studies with us, which we are really enjoying. For the ones who are following, it's every Sunday 8 p.m. Kenyan time, which is 2 p.m. I believe 1 p.m. In the United States. That is in Florida. That's where we live. But for me, I'll start today. I'll start a series of my life. And if you read today's subject, I'm talking about my life of rejection and a single mother of two, and my journey to the United States. And this is part 1. And I am a prayerful person, and everything I do after really putting it in prayer. And even this video that I'm going to do today, I'm hoping that it does not rub anybody in the wrong way, because that is not the intention. The intention of me sharing my life is my story to be out there, but I'm not trying to rattle anyone or make anyone feel, any differently. I'm not trying to annoy anyone or start trouble. This is my story. It's not the story of my children or the story of my husband. This is the story of Marge Wanjiku Bernard. And that is simply all I'm sharing today. And like I said, it will be a series, probably to go maybe up to 8 parts or 10 parts. But I just kind of wanted to share this and encourage, most importantly, encourage people. Encourage the single mothers out there. Let them know that there is God in heaven and there is hope. There is hope for tomorrow, for you and your children. One of the reasons why I'm sharing this is because I want to just spread faith and hope. Because so many people have reached out to me asking me, "Oh, Marge, how are you doing? Can you help me with this? How much? Hi Marge, how did you manage to do this? How did you manage to, And it's not me. I will tell you for a fact, it has not been me. It has been Jehovah God all along, who has stood by me. Like I said, I pray and pray without ceasing. And that is what I want to maybe just really emphasize on, the power of prayer. Sorry if I get a little teary. That's just normal with Marge at times. Yeah. So I just wanted to spread that love and hope and just motivate young girls and young mothers who are there, because I know we are so many single parents out there that are struggling to raise our children, and especially being single mothers that have kind of been quote unquote rejected by the baby daddies, or dumped, as they call it. We were China. It is the most difficult time. It is so difficult to be rejected. And I'll start my story. The ones who know me, they know that I was raised as a last-born child to a single mom. My mom is still, God has kept her with us. She's very well and healthy, and she's of course in her 80s. I am 53 years old. So the last-born child, we are 2 daughters, and I do have step siblings because my biological father went ahead and married. And I think if the ones who know me have even taken up the role of educating my siblings, and especially my step sibling, who I took her through nursing school, and today she's a registered nurse. And I thank God for giving me that grace and that heart to be able to do it, So being raised by my mom, I think you also, before I start the story, you'll notice that once in a while I will lift off the seat or something like that. I just had spinal cord surgery in December. That's 4th of December 2023. That's maybe, give or take, maybe about 6 months now. But I thank God the healing is okay. I'm recuperating well. But once in a while you'll notice me kind of, you know, frowning or lifting off the seat because I still have a lot of pain. Again, pain has come back. But again, we know that with that pain is just the devil. We know that God is going to get me through it again. I know that. We all know that when we bank on God, He is going to get us through a lot of this pains and aches and diseases, and that is just the spirit of deceit from the devil. Yeah. And I'm scheduled. I'm actually going to get surgery again. I think probably maybe January or February. That is going to be more intrusive. But if it makes me feel better, you know, so be it. So I'm explaining why you'll see me, you know, turn a little bit, lift myself up, and I'm not just like anxious. It is how my body is like. Yeah? So I was telling you about my story. Now let's get to business. I was telling you about my story. My name is Marge Wanjiko Bernard, and I am 53 years old. Hi Jimson, how are you? Karibu sana, karibu sana. I am 53 years old. I am Kikuyu, Embu, and I'm a mother. And now why I always say I'm a mother, because I've been a mother the longest time before I became a wife. So I am, most importantly, a mother of two. I have a daughter who is 31 years old, and I have a son who is 27 years old. Yes, I am a wife to a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man of God. He's a university professor. He's called Bernard. That's why my last name is Bernard. And I'm a daughter to my wonderful mom. Her name is Leah, and she is here in the United States, but she lives in Massachusetts, the same area my daughter lives, which is maybe about like a 3-hour flight from Orlando, where I live, right? Our son just moved the other day. He got a house which is about 10 minutes down the road from where we live. So to cut the long story short, that's my intro. I'm a fur baby. I have 2 miniature schnauzers, Bella and Luna, and I am also a fur grandmother. I'm a grandmother to my wonderful kitty cat baby, my daughter's baby. Her name is Moon. So enough with the intro. So now I'm getting back to business and telling you about Marge. Mtaani nilikuwa naitangwa Majo, okay? I hated that name. Those are the days that people used to say Jenlo, O Pato, or every name had to have an O somewhere, you know? O Matino, Sijio Nani. So my name is Marge, and raised in Eastlands, in an estate called Jericho. Na mimi ni mtoto kitinda mimba, brought up by my mom, a wonderful woman. And she raised us the best way she knew how, under the circumstances. My mom was a secretary. She worked for Barclays Bank. She worked for Ministry of Lands. I think Lands was her first job, if I'm not wrong. And she worked for Kenya Charity Sweepstake. And finally, she ended up working for the National Council of Churches of Kenya, NCCK. At the time, the company's secretary, or the general secretary as they call it at NCCK, was called Mr. Kamau. May he rest in peace. A wonderful, John Kamau, a wonderful, wonderful man. He is a father to Ambassador Macharia. The current, I think Ambassador Macharia must be UNICEF or something, one of those ones. But that was his late father, before Mutava Musiemi became the General Secretary of NCCK. So that's the story about my mom. Wonderful woman. She's in the Women's Guild. She's a very prayerful lady. She has many nieces and nephews and grandchildren from the nephews and nieces out there, but her blood grandchildren are only 3. My older sister has one child, a son. I think he's just turned 20 or 21, if I'm not wrong. I think he's turning 21 this year in October. And of course now, me being the young one, I even had the babies before my older sister. So there is Daktari and there is Rubani, her other grandchildren. So, growing up in Jericho, what do you expect? Growing up in Jericho, ni mtaani, you know, we had all sorts of neighbors. One side yetu ilikuwa wa Kalenjin, wa Baluya. The other side ilikuwa wa Kikuyu, wa Jaluo. Chini kulikuwa wa Jaluo. I mean, Jericho, if you know Jericho, not the Jericho that has all the morotos nowadays, but the Jeri of Jeri that had no moroto. We even didn't have fences. It was just beautiful Jericho then. Crime was still there, because I remember at the time Patrick Shaw really used to, guys who don't know who Patrick Shaw is, Patrick Shaw was the crime buster. He was a British guy, very short, maybe about 5'2" or something. Yeah? For a man, that's quite short, and very stout. And he was the crime buster. I mean, Patrick Shaw was always in Jericho, and he was coming to give warnings to, if you see Patrick Shaw, unajua amekuja kupeana warning. Because before he kills your son, he would come to your door and say, hey, you know what? I know your son is the one who did the robbery in town, and me, I'm coming to just warn you. Next time, if you don't tell your son, either you take him to the village, or you'll take him to the village in a coffin. So me, I've just come to warn you. That was Patrick Shaw. So tukimwona kwa kijua, hapa hivi, and because our neighborhood, we had a lot of thieves. A lot of thieves. Siku hizo hakukuwa na kuibara ya mchuma, gun, walikuwa naibanga na visu ama whichever. I mean, I was a kid, but I remember that Jericho was one of the worst places. Tulikuwa na kina James Karefu, Korobo, some guys that were really bad. Wacha hawa wengine walikuja kina sijui Shimoli. Those ones are kids. I'm talking about people who are older than me, not Shimoli, who was much younger than me. Yeah. So growing up in Jericho, what happened? I went to school, of course. I went to nursery school in Jericho. I went to Njoro Nursery School. It's somewhere near Ofafa Jericho Primary School. It's right there next to Ofafa Jericho Primary School. Then from there, I went to Ofafa Jericho Primary School. And then I was transferred to Umoja 1 Primary School. And Umoja 1 Primary School, I did my CPE. I did not do 844 system. For us, it was standard 7, alafu mpaka form 4, form 4 mpaka form 6, form 6, National Youth Service, unaenda university, if you have excelled that well. Well, I did not excel that well. So for me, it was primary school, Umoja Primary. From there, St. Teresa's High School. From St. Teresa's High School, I went to Graffin's College. From Graffin's College, I went to Associated Computer Services. They used to be in Development House. I don't know whether they're still there. Some of those little colleges that I'm sure by now had closed. But Graffin's College, I know now it's a campus out of Westlands, right? I did my attachments. When I started doing my attachments, my first job attachment was at a place called Patrus. And then I went to CG Punjani 1975 Limited, which is right by the Globe Roundabout, Sijui ama bado iko. But it was owned by a wonderful, wonderful family. And if they're still in business, I believe they would still be in business because they're really good. But I know that one of the boys who was supposed to be inheriting the company, I think I was told he passed away. May he rest in peace. So growing up, there's just a rundown of how life was. I used to, walk to school like any other child. I remember my mom used to give me bus fare ya kuenda primary. When I was in primary, to go to Umoja, we had a bus number 60. Na nilikuwa na bus pass. So, and then she would give me 2 shillings and 50 cents for my lunch. So, bala kupanda hiyo number 60, nilipe fare, I used to walk with other kids to Umoja so that at least I can have something extra hata kama ni kamandazi ka lunch, you know, just to survive, eh? And even coming back, I used to walk back home. But growing up, there it was. My mom worked very hard. So I would say in our neighborhood, I think I was among the people who were raised very, very, very well. My mom worked really, really hard. She had a good job. Others walikuwa ma housewives, ama madereva and all that. But my mom has little pay. She was able to keep us well. Like I said, we were only two. And when one of my uncles passed away, my sister went to live with my auntie in Keleleshwa. So I was left alone now. So now I was now like an only child, and for the longest time, right? So me, I was just in Jericho alone now. Aka only kid. The ule mwingine si alichukuliwa na auntie. But life was good. It wasn't bad. I can't complain. We had like a black and white TV. After that, tukanunua Samsung color TV. That was probably 1985, 86. Ndio tulinunua color TV. We had a landline number ile ya kuzungusha. Mother alikuwa anaiweka padlock. You know, we learned how to tap, to call each other on a tap. 79 na tap 7 kwanza, alafu 9 hivyo, yeah? And then after that, she decided, oh, this one has known how to tap. Akaleta ile ya kufinya the digital one. Inaikaeko ndani ya box. Hata hiyo nikamaster kutap. Like any other kid, yeah? That is just how I grew up. And I had wonderful cousins. I had one who left so fast that I loved dearly. He perished in a road accident. He was called Dave. Even up to now, I always say he's my all-time favorite cousin, and I'm 53. Dave, may you rest in peace always, you know? And life was good, and until that part where I lost my cousin. Then, of course, I didn't know how to handle grief, and I was in and out of hospital so many times, and all I knew is that I wanted to join him, because it was really hard on me. And you know, when you don't talk about grief, you don't, you know, people just imagine. I was very close to him, you know, and when he died, people just imagine, oh, you know, amekufa tumezika, and nobody talks to that child who was kind of really very close to this person. And out of that, as a result of that, I tried to commit suicide several times, because all I needed was to be reunited with David, you know. And people didn't understand what was happening with me. But this is when you do not take time to reach out to somebody who has gone through a huge loss in their lives. Don't just imagine that people just will bounce back. People just don't bounce back. People grieve differently. And so for me, my part of grieving about my very, very close cousin was just very suicidal. You know, I tried it so many times. You know, I tried it so many times that I mean, I tried everything, you know. But then I kind of outgrew that part of, I lost this person, and remember, I don't have a father figure, so he was really like my brother, like father figure, you know. So I lost that. And as a result, you know, as I grew up, I decided, all I wanted was, you know, to better myself, of course, get into a marriage, which I really, really, really wanted, and have a family. So my life until this point was really good. I had a good job. I had finished college. I was doing fine. I had a good job, and it was a good job because I was earning some good money, and there was some good tips, yeah. So, and I had a maid. I had employed a maid in the house. Now, this is not the part where that houseboy who used to harass me. Now, this time I'm grown, eh? So I have a maid in the house, so I go to work, come back. She has my uniform ready, food ready, all these things. So I was really fine. I was, of course, as a young girl, dating. Definitely, I was dating at this point. And I had 1 or 2 relationships that I valued a lot, greatly actually. And one of the people that I'm talking about, he will watch this. He's my Facebook friend. He will watch this. He's up to now my best friend in today's life. He was my first love, and up to now he's still my best friend. And he knows himself. You know, he's going to watch this. So at times it's never meant to be, but you become such good friends. He knows me since and up to now, right? So so as it goes, you know, you have this person that you really care about and all that, and we had this little breakup, and after the breakup, you know, everybody went their own way. He went his own way, I went my own way. And in that little process of going my own way and him going his own way, I remember we had talked about I really wanted a child, and you know, I think he was like, oh my God, what is she talking about? I was 21 and I felt I needed to be a mother so bad. You know, I really needed to just fill that void, like I want my own baby. And I think maybe that scared him because I was 21, he was 23, and he was like, what the heck is she talking about? But anyway, we didn't work out, and we separated for about 4 or 5 months. And in between these 4 or 5 months, I met somebody. And I know he's also going to be watching this, and I'm not putting anybody down, or, you know, and in this relationship, I conceived. And I conceived, and this was the most precious first gift that God ever gave me. The first, most precious gift, and I repeat again, that God ever gave me, and that is my daughter. She's 31 years old today. And here I am, 21 years. Unaishi mtaani. Uko home. I'm not married. Remember, I'm not married. Lakini, I have a very good job. So I know I will afford to do the shopping for this kid. I will afford the maid. I've always had a maid. I always had one. I'll afford to do A, B, C, D. But even getting to that point of being pregnant, I definitely hoped that I would continue on with the Jama, the owner of the pregnancy. That is what you want. You want to have this child with this person that you love, and bring up this child together. That was the mistake. That was my first rejection in life. My first rejection in life was that the Jama whose child I was carrying was listening to other people. And one of the people he listened to happened to be my first cousin, who had introduced to her husband or boyfriend at the time they got married. And she went and told my baba ya mtoto that hiyo mimba hata sio yake. That was my first stab in the back by somebody who was related to me. And that was again the first rejection because of hearsay. He was not strong enough to come and face it out with me and ask me, hiyo mimba. Yeah, first of all, how do you even go asking mtu, hiyo mimba ni yangu? No ushinda na huyo mtu. I mean, that is the most stupid question if you ask me, that is the most stupid question a man would ask his girlfriend. Hiyo mimba ni yangu. Washinda na huyo mtu. Yoshinda kwako akiwa ayuko kwako yuko kazini, lakini utamuuliza hiyo mimba ni yangu. Niliambiwa na kazini yako hiyo mimba sio yangu. Like, how the heck will this cousin of mine know mimba ni ya nani? Lakini inaitangwa wivu or whatever it was. I do not understand up to today. But I've forgiven her. I forgave her. I moved on. She'll watch this. I have no grudge against her. I mean, I absolutely let it go. Because, and I'll say this now, and I'll repeat it again as I do my videos. If you do not learn to forgive, that becomes a burden that will oppress you. Yani utajikuta, you're digging yourself into a hole because of roho umebeba ati ulikosewa na so and so, ulikosewa na so and so. So hizo maroho zote, everybody who has wronged you, if you carry that weight, you will never be able to smile, you'll never be able to move. So me, I learned at a very early age to forgive. But of course, at that time, I don't think I had forgiven. At that time, I think I said, ngojeni mtaona mtoto atakuwa, which happened to be the case, right? Mtoto atakuwa. There was always this policy in my life. I said this, and I say it all the time. Mtoto hajekelewa mawe, hana you know, that baby will grow. And that is even when nilijikaza, kisabuni, ujeri, yeah, jerrycan. Nikasema, mimi, this jamaa has said, hii bolsi yake. Ameambiwa na kazini yangu hii bolsi yake. Now he stuck with that. I said, that's it. Sumuni simuitishi. Maternity nitaenda. Nguo mtoto atanunuliwa. Kukula tutakula. And that is what happened. And I'll say this. My mom also stood by me. And that is why it is so good to have a strong parent stand by the children. Even when they fall short, stand by your children. Because my mom stood by me. Watu wakianza kucheka, unajua kamimba. Me, I was so proud by them showing my kabol even when it wasn't showing. Isipokuwa hizo siku si zile, like now watu wanapiga katumbo kakowazi huko hivyo, kakiwa naked katumbo. I think I would have started doing that. But I think by the time I was 3 months pregnant, but that is how much I loved my baby. I knew that fruit of my womb was the best thing that was ever going to happen to me. And nobody was going to tell me otherwise. I remember even people asking me, now you're 21. Unabeba, how can you beba this mtoto? Unabeba no kona 21 years. Tell me your ball. No. I went on, carried the pregnancy. Watu wakaongea, wakachoka. Mimi nikaenda, nikazaa, nilizalia Mpisha Hospital. And by the way, I'll say my mom is the one who took care of that medical bill at Mpisha Hospital. Because she had me under her work insurance. So I had the best private room in Mpisha Hospital. I mean, this baby when she was born, and she's named after my mother. This baby when she was born, bouncing baby girl, so beautiful, really beautiful. First of all, she didn't make full term. She was born a little prem, but she was the most beautiful little thing. Even up to now, if you look at her, she's so pretty. Even up to now, I just look at her. She's the most amazing, so kind, so humble, so gentle. Even her way of talking, yani, just the best daughter ever, you know. And when I held her in my hands, when I just turned 22 in November, and 2 weeks after my 22nd birthday, I held my little baby girl in my hands. And you know how you would have wished to have that Jama next to you? You know, mwenye mtoto, he was nowhere to be seen. In fact, I had wind that he was getting married. That harusi organize harusi kubwa sana ya kanisa, all that, yeah. And guess what? That cousin of mine ule alisema hata hiyo, walienda kumwambia hata hiyo ball sio yako. Yeye ndo alikuwa hata anafanya bridal makeup, ndio yeah, yuko ile side nyingine. Yeah, anaenda tu kunidunga na anadhigiza hiyo kisu. More and more to hurt me, yeah. And I said, you know what, God, it's okay. Me, I have my baby. I remember even one time this cousin of mine came to the house. Katoto kameshazaliwa kukuja kuhakikisha. Nilikuwa natengeneza Cerelac. Akamwaga hiyo Cerelac akapatia paka yangu ilikuwa inaitwa Fifi. And she said, you don't even know how to make Cerelac. Let me make Cerelac for you. Guess what? Mi sitaki maneno mengi sana. Cerelac hainanga formula ni maji moto na make sure haina makindi. That's all. But me, kept quiet, let it go. You know? She's going to be here for a little while. She'll go where she's going. That time, she was high and mighty. She was dating, you know? So I said, okay. Na bado sai wameclick na ile pande ingine wale wanaenda kuoana hata yuko huko ndo yushinda kazini yake hata amekuja maybe kuangalia nimeteseka mpaka wapi. But let me tell you, mtu wa Mungu, genuinely mtu wa Mungu hakuna kitu utamfanya. Mtu wa Mungu utamuona akiendelea hapo hapo. Today it is a different story, and I will not preempt it now because this is part 1. We will get up all the way up to where I am seated right here. So there it is. Nimerejectiwa mara ya kwanza. Niko na katoto karembo sana. Ukiangalia katoto ule jamaa hata akaambia akiangalia katoto aiziruka. Sikuza tu kwa na DNA, lakini hawezi ruka huyo mtoto. You can't. And I remember alikuja kuona katoto kakiwa na about 4 months. Akakuja kwetu Jericho akakapata, kakabeba na kaangalia, kakakiskis. Akaangalia kona, huyu ni mtoto wangu. The second time alini invite kwa nyumba yake Buruburu. Siku ya kwanza akikuja Jericho alikuja mikono tupu. Let me put it that way. The second time akikuja akiniita, alinipigia simu kwa landline akaniambia kuja kwangu, yeah, akanipatia number, house number. Mimi nikapanda matatu hapo Buruburu office 1 hapa kwa mbali. So I went to his new house and I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And I thought in my head, I was like, you know the way you imagine, oh, amekuita mpaka kwake, maybe he wants to make up, you know. Hey, akaniambia sasa, now let me tell you this much. Wajua mimi naoana I'm getting married. Now, the reason why I called you here, I'm hoping hata ndio harusi ya bibi yangu. She is actually pregnant. Nasikia vile nimeambiwa. Na mimi nimebeba katoto ngwa we were hopeful. Nikaambiwa, and the reason why I called you here, nilikuwa nataka kukuambia siku ya harusi tafadhali juu utajua, utaambiwa tu mali tunaoania. Na kuomba usikuje kusimamisha harusi yangu. Mimi with my high hopes na katoto kangu, tukiimagine ati maybe tumeinvitiwa ndio tuambiwe this is going to be hapo. That's it. Done. Rejected. The two of us finished. Kaput. Tumeachiliwa. In fact, hata sikuzindikishwa kwa bus stop. Nilizindikishwa mpaka kwa mlango. From there, nikajipata. I went crying all the way with my baby. Kapanda matatu. Tukashukia hapo kwetu opposite kwa gate za Harambe. Nikavuka barabara kwa Jericho kwetu. Nikaingia. Mimi na katoto kangu. What to do? That was it. Sasa tujipange. Mimi nijipange. I figure out how am I going to raise this child. Sasa kabisa tumeangushwa. I forgot to tell you that when I got pregnant na mimba ikakuwa kubwa sasa, kampuni nilikuwa nafanya na Kenya duty free wakanivuta. Sasa hata sina job. Sina kazi. Mwenye mimba ndio yeye ameniangusha saa hiyo. Nikitoka kwa nyumba yake ameniambia tupu wewe na usikuje kuharibu harusi yangu. Ule ninaoa yuko na mimba, nguo yake harusi ni hii, na mimi the reason nimekuita hapa usikuje kusimamisha harusi yangu. Na wewe umekuja umebeba mtoto unisimamishe harusi. And mimi nilimwambia kwa roho yangu yote, acha nikuambie, sitakusimamishia harusi. I promise you. Hautaniona kwa harusi ama kwa reception. Okay? Nimekuahidi hiyo. I wish you all the best. Wewe na ndoa yako. Hiyo Na mtoto wangu sitaja kuambia, unipe sumuni. And up to today, I have never asked him for a cent. She's 31 years old. Okay? The reason why I'm speaking about this is it's going to be part of a book that I'm writing. And I am in a very good place, by the way, with this guy. We are not enemies. Hatukuja kuwa maadui. It's just that is how things went. You know, that is how things went. He was young. He was, what, 28, 29? I was 22, 21 when I was pregnant. Okay? So I was really a kid. So mimi nimeangushwa tu hivyo. Nimeangushwa tu. Sina mbele, job iliisha. Juu nilipata bob. Nimetupwa na mwenye mimba. Ninaishi kwetu kwa madhe. Madhe sasa hata ndio ananisimamia. But one thing I knew, hii akili hii iko hapa katikati. Nilikuwa nimejua hiyo haikuporwa. It did not go. Hii iko mpaka hapa sasa. I knew God had given me that brain. It was intact. Ile kitu ilikuwa imeisha yangu ni self-esteem. Sasa unashindwa. Sasa jamani, umekuwa yani umetupwa. I remember even I'd gone somewhere mali tulikuwa tumependanga kuenda like for a drink, a social drink with some of my cousins. Palikuwa panaitwa kwa Moturi hapo Jerusalem. And as we were seated there, the day of actual wedding day, one guy came and said, hawa ndio wenda wanajinyonga. Si alitupwa. Huyu atajinyonga na mtoto wake. Guy, it was never to be. It was never to be. Because that was not God's portion for me. And that was not God's portion for my child. And that is why I have come today to speak. This is the first of the series that is going to follow. I'm coming to tell the young girls who have faced rejection. This is part 1 of my rejection. Niko part 2, na part 3, na part 4, na part 5. Hii ni ya kwanza. Mali mtoto wa kwanza ameingilia. I have to. Kwa hivyo unaweza imagine kuna part 2 ya rejection nyingine. But why I'm saying this is because iko mtu yuko mahali sahi going through what I went through. Na sasa anafikiria vile atajitoa kitanzi. Yeye ajitoe uhai juu ameachwa ama uwe mtoto. You know? That never crossed my mind. And that is why I'm talking to you today. If you're a single mom listening, if you're one of the people who inboxed me and were asking me, please guide me, please tell me. I can't tell everybody. I can only put it in this form where you can be able to rewind it, listen. If you know, just I want to inspire you. Me, I just had to learn to live the hard way. But I'll say this, God never left us. It has been a long journey. You will hear a lot more. It has been a long journey. But God never left my side. And neither did my mother. Yeah? So there's something I want to read before I wind up this one for today. Wow, I had said I was going to do half hour. It is actually going to an hour. Well, I guess if it goes to an hour because of how the story is flowing, then it will be like that. But I just wanted to, before I wind up with what I want to read, I wanted to motivate a single mom who's out there. And I also hope that my story reaches out to a young man who is thinking of rejecting his child, his pregnancy. Who is thinking that it's cool kutemanisha mtu ati yuko na ball kwa hivyo kwende huko. Ama kusikia hiyo kusikia third party watu wanakuja kukupatia hiyo ball sia. Mtu anajuaje? Not unless mnaendanga na yeye. You know, don't listen to people. But some people, watu wengine watakuibia baraka yako. Lakini, it is okay. Let me tell you, as the story goes, my story goes, it is my story. That's why I'm not going to mention one. You people who know me might know, oh, she's referring to so and so, but I won't mention the names. But people who know me very well have an idea. And because I want to save some people's face, and I don't want to hurt anybody in the process, but I had to speak about it. But in all this also, remember, I had that my first love, what he did. And I'm telling you, up until today, I am married, he's married, he has family and all that. He walked with me throughout that pregnancy. Hata watu wangefikiria mimba ni yake na ikuwa yake. He had a car. I didn't, of course. He would come and pick me up and even take me to go see a doctor. When I gave birth, he would come and pick my daughter, na maid, and peleka kuona daktari if they have a clinic visit. That kind of a friend who stepped in, even the first birthday. Yani, the guy has never lacked in anything, even up to today. He's never lacked. Even after signing me Olona Prof, he's never lacked. My kids love him. Juzi walikuwa hapa, when was it? They were here. It was it, what holiday was this? Memorial Day weekend. My God, ungewasikia kwa simu wakicheka. Sawa watoto washakuwa wazimu. But he's that uncle that the kids even like, they call him. Yeah, yani they call each other Mia is the things I don't even know. So there are those people in your life also who will always be there. Hata ukienda kuteguka, yani watu wakucheke. Yani yeye alinishikilia. Ndio mimba ilikuwa yake. Na anajua vizuri sana. Na hajai claim. But vile alinishikilia, kama mali nilikuwa ninaenda kuanguka, he held me together. My mom was there, he was there, and most importantly, my God was there. And that is what I'm saying. There's some friends who are in your life for a lifetime, man. And he's one of them. He's one of them. He's one of them. He's my best friend in this whole universe, besides my 2 children. I mean, I'm saying someone who's not blood related to me. He is my best friend in this whole wide world. And for any lady who has gone through what I went through at the age of 21, gave birth at the age of 22, and you have a friend you can count on, please share those, share your thoughts with these friends. Don't think of doing something stupid. Share your thoughts with friends. There's some good friends who will walk with you. Besides, the most gentle and honest friend who will never forsake you is Jehovah God. He will never leave you. When I'm talking, he will never leave you. I'm looking at the time. He will never leave you. He will walk with you. He will walk with you through trenches. He will walk with you through fire. Man is going to get you out of it. And trust me, I'm a living testimony of what God can do. I'm a living testimony of what walking by faith, and not by sight, but by faith, can do for you. So I'm going to read one little paragraph here before I wind up. And if you watch this video and you want to reach out to me, or you feel that it has touched you in a way, I hope in a good way, that it motivates you and brings you closer to God. Also makes you realize that you are not alone, that me, I'm as old as your mother, most of you who will be watching this. And if we went through it, those years of being rejected, umetemwa na jamaa, kuna mtoi na ball na nini, usishtuke ikikutendekea. It happened to your mom here. It will happen. It will continue happening. And it happened before my time also. And it will stop happening. But what I'm saying is that have faith in God and walk straight. Walk straight and carry your head up high. Be proud, man. Be proud. Because I'm telling you, God has the best things in store for you ahead. If he can only move the curtain to show you what he has in store for you, man, hang in there. There's God in heaven. Let me leave with this little paragraph that I've been saying I want to read. The smallest seed of faith is better than the largest fruit of happiness. All right? I'll repeat again. The smallest seed of faith is better than the largest fruits of happiness. Look at me. I'm so filled with faith. Filled with faith. I never stop believing that God will lift me up. I never stop believing that God will raise me and my children to greatness. I never stop believing in that, and neither should you. Okay? That's it from me today. Tomorrow, my husband, Prof, is coming. That will be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States. That would be 8 p.m. Kenyan time. And when my husband comes on Sundays, he comes to speak about the goodness of God. He's a man of faith, so he'll be coming to talk about, he'll share scripture with us. He's an educator. He'll teach us something, one or two, that we don't know about the Bible, right? So come in tomorrow, let's learn together. And in the meantime, just leave you with just love. Love on one another. Have hope and faith in God. There's God in heaven. If you see me, know there's God in heaven and he answers prayers. Love you all. Till next Saturday, part 2. Bye-bye.